Hello class 11th. So our today's video is based upon chapter 2 of your book Snapshots, and the name of the chapter is The Address by Marga Minko, and it's a very touching story. It's a moving account, a poignant account, of a daughter who goes in search of her mother belongings after the war in Holland. So this is the setting of the story is such that it is post World War II. Post World War II, wherein the Germans had taken over Holland and Hitler was responsible for persecuting the Jews. So I am telling you this because that's the background. So it is written against the background of the German invasion of Holland. And our narrator, who is a young girl, she is a Dutch Jew, and Hitler had persecuted the Jews. As a result, the families and the Jews, they were sent to concentration camps, and there was a lot of problem that these Jews had to face. So all the torture and pain of the war at the hands of Hitler, the Germans, the Nazis, and then when everything is settled, after liberation is achieved, this daughter, this girl, she goes in search of her mother's belongings. Okay, and when she finds them, the objects evoke memories of her earlier life, which is quite obvious. If there are certain things that you look forward to and those certain things belong to you, and when you get back to those things, definitely they will remind you of the times when those things were associated with you or your life or your home. But eventually, she decides to leave those things behind and resolves to move on. Now, the chapter deals with a fundamental human dilemma, or confusion. Should we cling to the memories of the past? Should we keep on lingering in the past? Or should we forget it and reconcile with the present? Okay, now see, this is a decision which the narrator is going to take, the girl is going to take over here. Okay, so yes, she decides to go after her mother's belongings, which are there with the woman, but later on what she decides in the end, this is what we need to find out. So there is a confusion, there is a dilemma, there is pain, and of course it talks about the pain that is associated with war, that what happens when you are in a situation of war, and how war changes everything. It affects human lives terribly. The dislocated refugees rarely come back to their homes, and these refugees were refugees who were sent to the concentration camps, and the narrator's mother and the family was also one of them. And even if somebody ever comes back to their original homes, they would find themselves as a stranger in familiar surroundings. And the fact of the matter is, children, that war affects people permanently. And this is exactly what happens to the narrator as well. She is a completely rootless person now. She has lost her old home and her mother. Now she lives in a small rented room in an unfamiliar city. So that's the status of our narrator. But now finally she decides that she is going to come back and she is going to claim the belongings of her mother. So she comes back to Holland and she comes to the lady with whom those things were, to whom those things were given. So here we begin the chapter, and I hope you have a pen and a pencil in your hand in order to mark important things which I have already highlighted here. So the chapter begins with the girl at the woman's door, and she asks, "Do you still know me?" I asked. The woman looked at me searchingly. She had opened the door a chink. I came closer and stood on the step. So the narrator goes to this woman's house. She goes to the woman's place in Holland, and she asks her that, do you know me? And this lady, she has opened the door just a chink. Very, very little door has been opened by this woman, because she does not seem to, recognize her, number one, and she does not want to entertain her. So the woman says, the lady says, no, I don't know you. Then the narrator says, I am Mrs. S's daughter. So very clearly here the narrator says that I am Mrs. S's daughter. She held her hand on the door as though she wanted to prevent it opening any further. Now this lady to whom the narrator has gone, she holds the door tightly with her hands, as if she does not want it to open any further. Maybe she is hiding something inside. Her face gave absolutely no sign of recognition. And even when the narrator says that I am Mrs. S's daughter, her face is giving no sign of recognition. She kept staring at me in silence. Now this me is the narrator, the girl. Now the narrator is confused. She thinks कि भाई she has not recognized me, and she is also not recollecting my mother's name. So a doubt comes in the narrator's mind, in the girl's mind, and she thinks that perhaps I was mistaken, I thought. Perhaps it isn't her. All this I over here refers to the narrator. So the narrator was kind of convinced that, maybe she is mistaken, maybe she has come to the incorrect address. I had seen her only once fleetingly, and that was years ago. I had seen her. This refers to the lady to whom the narrator had come, and that too fleetingly. Matlab, it was a very, very crisp, a very quick view of the woman, and that too years before. It was most probable that I had rung the wrong bell. So the narrator feels that maybe she has come to the wrong address. The woman let go of the door and stepped to the side. Now what happened? The woman, she left the door and stepped to the side. The moment the lady stepped to the side, the narrator observes something. And what does the narrator observe? She was wearing my mother's green knitted cardigan. The wooden buttons were rather pale from washing. Now, this lady, this woman is wearing the narrator's green knitted cardigan. And the wooden buttons were pale from washing, which means that this lady has been wearing this cardigan on and off, and the buttons were pale because of the continuous washing, which also indicates that wearing this cardigan is something very, very normal and regular for this lady. She saw that I was looking at the cardigan and half hid herself again behind the door. The moment the lady realized that the girl is observing her mother's cardigan, she again hid herself behind the door. But I knew now that I was right. But the narrator knew that she was at the right address. She was at the correct address. So see children, one thing is very, very clear over here, that this lady who is wearing the narrator's mother's cardigan, yani Mrs. S's cardigan, she refuses to recognize the girl, and she even refuses to recall the name Mrs. S. Now, please bear this in mind that this woman is a very, very conniving, a very, very clever, selfish, greedy lady. उसको खूब समझ में आ रहा है who is Mrs. S. Immediately उसको समझ में आ गया, ठीक है? And जैसे ही उसने देखा that the daughter is observing her mother's green cardigan, वैसे ही again she holds back to the door. So see children, it is very important for us to understand that the intentions of this woman were never right. So now again the girl says, well, you knew my mother, I asked, the narrator says. And immediately the answer is neither yes nor no. Immediately the lady says, have you come back? Said the woman. I thought that no one had come back. So she is questioning, have you come back? तुम लोग वापस आ गए? मुझे तो लगा था कि कोई वापस नहीं आया है वहां से. कहां से? फ्रॉम द concentration camps or from the refugee camps. So this is the narrator, this is the daughter, and she says only me. I am writing daughter D. She says only I have returned. So one thing is clear, finally over here the lady kind of acknowledges that there is some sort of remembrance in her mind. She knows who this girl is and she clearly knows who Mrs. S was. Okay, let's go further. A door opened and closed in the passage behind her. A musty smell emerged. Now this lady is right at the door. She did not welcome the narrator. She has not entertained her. She is not ready to talk to her at all. और पीछे से घर में a door opened and closed in the passage. ठीक है? और कैसा smell आया? A musty smell. A kind of a smell that is not fresh, of a room, of a place that has been closed, that has not been aired for a very long time. That kind of a smell came. Now I have put L, which stands for the dialogues of the lady, and D for the daughter. Okay, so you can do the same. So the lady says, I regret, I cannot do anything for you. She says, I'm sorry, I cannot do anything for you. Now the daughter says, I have come here specially on the train. I wanted to talk to you for a moment. Now the narrator is saying, look, I have come specially to talk to you on a train. Can you just give me a moment? And the lady says, it is not convenient for me now. I can't see you another time. कहती भाई अभी मेरे लिए convenient नहीं है, maybe आगे कभी देखेंगे, फिर कभी आना. She nodded and cautiously closed the door as though no one inside the house should be disturbed. Now this lady very carefully, she refused to meet the daughter of Mrs. S and very carefully she closes the door ताकि अंदर घर में किसी को ना पता चले कि who was at the door and what was happening. Okay? Now the girl is standing outside. I stood where I was on the step. The curtain in front of the bay window moved. Someone stared at me and would then have asked what I wanted. Oh, nothing, the woman would have said. It was nothing. अब अंदर जो बे विंडो है वहां से कोई अंदर से इस डॉटर को देख रहा है, नरेटर को देख रहा है और फिर वो ऐसा इमेजिन कर रही है somebody was staring at her from inside और फिर शायद उसने उस लेडी से पूछा होगा कि कौन था डोर पे, what did the girl want? तो maybe the lady must have said, oh nothing, कोई नहीं था, just somebody. So this was the lady's attitude. I looked at the nameplate again. Dorling, it said in black letters on white enamel. This was the nameplate. So the lady that I have been referring to or we have been talking about is this woman by the name of Mrs. Dorling. And on the jamb is like a little higher a plate over a door attached to a door or a wall. Okay, a bit higher, the number 46. So a number was written on the house, that was number 46, and the name was written Dorling. Okay. Now what happens? The narrator is going back. Mrs. Dorling refused to meet her, so she is going back to the station. And while she is walking back to the station, she has thoughts of the past. She has a flashback of all the memories she had. Okay. As I walked back to the station, I thought about my mother. This is all the past, children, don't get confused. Who had given me the address years ago. It had been in the first half of the war. I was home for a few days and it struck me immediately that something or other about the rooms had changed. Now, years back, when the war had just started, the girl had come home and she remembered तब उसकी mother ने उसको ये address दिया था. And that point of time when the girl had come home, she had noticed कि कुछ ना कुछ missing था from one or the other rooms. किसी ना किसी कमरे से कुछ गायब था. I missed various things. I have highlighted it here for you. My mother was surprised I should have noticed so quickly. And then when she asked her mother कि भाई यहाँ से चीजें कहाँ हैं, so she was surprised. The mother was surprised कि तुमने इतनी जल्दी ऑब्जर्व कर लिया. Then she told me about Mrs. Dorling. तब Mrs. S ने Mrs. Dorling के बारे में बताया अपनी डॉटर को. I had never heard of her, but apparently she was an old acquaintance of my mother. So the narrator says, मैंने कभी नहीं सुना था मिसेस डॉर्लिंग के बारे में, बट मुझे उस दिन पता लगा कि ये मेरी मम्मी की कोई पुरानी एक्वेंटेंस थी. एक्वेंटेंसेस जान पहचान, कोई पुराने जानने वाली. ओके. Whom she hadn't seen for years. She had suddenly turned up and renewed their contact. और मिसेस डॉर्लिंग को कई सालों से मिसेस एस नहीं मिली थी, बट सडनली कहीं से मिसेस डॉर्लिंग आ गई थी एंड शी हैड रिन्यूड देयर कॉन्टैक्ट, और वापस से उन्होंने अपना कॉन्टैक्ट रिन्यू कर लिया था. सिंस देन शी हैड कम रेगुलरली, और उसके बाद से वो मिसेस एस के घर रेगुलरली आती थी. नाउ जस्ट इमेजिन, सच वाज द काइंड ऑफ रिलेशन दैट शी हैड फॉर्म्ड विद मिसेस एस. और यहाँ पे in the beginning of the chapter, when the narrator is saying I am Mrs. S's daughter, she refuses to recognize her, she refuses to remember her, जबकि उसे अच्छे से पता है कि which Mrs. S this girl is talking about. Now the mother is telling all these things. Every time she leaves here, she takes something home with her, said my mother. तो मिसेस एस ने अपनी डॉटर को बताया कि जब भी मिसेस डॉर्लिंग यहाँ से जाती हैं, अपने साथ कुछ लेकर के जाती हैं. Why? This I will tell you later. So now I have marked 1, 2, 3, 4. So will you. She took all the table silver in one go. Children, please don't get confused. Table silver refers to the cutlery. It could be the forks, knives, spoons made out of silver. सो टेबल सिल्वर ही लिखना, कंफ्यूजन में सिल्वर टेबल मत लिख देना. सिल्वर टेबल का मतलब हो जाएगा चांदी की टेबल. द टेबल सिल्वर रेफर्स टू द कटलरी. तो पहली ही बारी में मिसेस डॉर्लिंग सारा टेबल सिल्वर ले गई. ठीक, दैट इज नंबर 1. एंड देन द एंटीक प्लेट्स दैट हंग देयर. उसके बाद सारी एंटीक प्लेट्स ले गई. आई हैव ऑलरेडी सेंट यू द इमेजेस ऑफ एंटीक प्लेट्स इन योर व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स, सो यू कैन हैव an idea of them from there. She had trouble lugging those large vases, and the third thing she carried with her were those large vases. And I'm worried she got a crick in her back from the crockery. और उसके बाद फोर्थ नंबर पे क्या ले गई? Entire crockery. And obviously that must have been heavy. So the mother is saying कि I'm worried she got a crick in her back. You know, crick is like a sprain, chanka in her back, jhatka, because of carrying heavy things. My mother shook her head pityingly. Ab Mrs. S was a very very simple woman, a very innocent lady, और वो इसमें भी मिसेस डॉर्लिंग के ऊपर उनको तरस ही आ रहा है कि बेचारी इतना सारा सामान हमारा लेके जाती हैं हर बार, और क्रॉकरी जब ले गई तो क्रॉकरी इतना भारी था कि उनकी कमर में झटका ही आ गया. तो डॉटर ने पूछा होगा अपनी मदर से कि ये सब सामान क्यों ले जा रही हैं, डिड यू अलाउ हर? तो मिसेस एस ने क्या जवाब दिया? एंड दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आई वुड नेवर हैव डेयर्ड आस्क हर. क्लियरली मिसेस एस इज टेलिंग कि भाई मैं तो उनसे कभी नहीं कह सकती थी ये काम. सी, आई एम हाईलाइटिंग इट चिल्ड्रन. आई वुड नेवर हैव डेयर्ड आस्क्ड हर. शी सजेस्टेड इट टू मी हरसेल्फ. मिसेस एस ने कहा मैंने उनसे कुछ नहीं कहा था, मिसेस डॉर्लिंग ने खुद मुझे सजेस्ट करा. क्या सजेस्ट करा? सजेस्ट भी करा और इंसिस्ट भी करा. So these two words are very important over here. Suggested and insisted. Here. एक तो होता है किसी को कुछ सजेस्ट करना, और एक होता है अपने सजेशन पे जोर देना कि नहीं नहीं ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. टू स्ट्रेस ऑन समथिंग. और उन्होंने मिसेस डॉर्लिंग को, मिसेस एस को क्या बताया? शी वॉन्टेड टू सेव ऑल माई नाइस थिंग्स, कि वो मेरी सारी अच्छी चीजें ना बचाना चाहती हैं. If we have to leave here, we shall lose everything, she says. तो उन्होंने अपनी डॉटर को बताया अगर एकदम से हमें हॉलैंड छोड़ना पड़ा तो ये सारी चीजें कहाँ जाएंगी? Now remember children, it is the time of war and they are Jews. And the Germans were against the Jews. तो मिसेस डॉर्लिंग ने कहा कि आप सारा अपना अच्छा अच्छा सामान मेरे यहाँ रखवा दीजिए, मैं सब कुछ संभाल के रख लूंगी, वरना अगर आपको एकदम से जाना पड़ा तो यू विल लूज एवरीथिंग, शी सेड. दिस इज व्हाट मिसेस डॉर्लिंग टोल्ड मिसेस एस. और इसी वजह से वो एक एक करके सारा सामान घर से धीरे धीरे ले जा रही थी. एंड ऑल नाइस थिंग्स, ऐसे नहीं कि छुटपुट कुछ भी नहीं, इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स, थिंग्स ऑफ गुड वैल्यू. सो द डॉटर आस्क्स, हैव यू अग्रीड विद हर दैट शी शुड कीप एवरीथिंग? आई आस्क्ड. तो नरेटर ने पूछा, तो मतलब क्या आपने उनको सब रखने के लिए दे दिया है या संभालने के लिए दिया है? नाउ दिस इज द क्वेश्चन दैट द डॉटर इज आस्किंग कि भाई see children, there is a difference. एक होता है you hand over something that belongs to you to somebody and you tell that person, I will collect this thing from you after 2 days, 10 days, 5 days. So that person will take that thing and keep it intact. That person will not start using that thing unless and until you have given it away. तो ये सारा सामान मिसेस एस ने मिसेस डॉर्लिंग को सेफ कीपिंग के लिए दिया था, not to start using it. और हमें immediately पता लग जाता है कि she has started using it because she is seen wearing the mother's green knitted cardigan, which I am sure also must have been part of everything that she took away. She was not supposed to wear the mother's green cardigan. Okay, so the daughter is saying कि आपका agreement क्या हुआ है उनके साथ? So the mother says, as if that's necessary, my mother cried. It would simply mean be an insult to talk like that. तो मदर बोलती है, मिसेस एस बोलती हूँ, ये भी कोई पूछने वाली बात है? मैंने कोई सामान उनको यूज करने के लिए थोड़ी ना दिया है, और कितना इंसल्टिंग होगा कि मैं उनको ये बोलूं कि प्लीज यूज मत करना, बिकॉज इट इज बट ऑब्वियस. एंड देन शी ऑल्सो सेज, एंड थिंक अबाउट द रिस्क शी इज रनिंग. मिसेस एस बोलती हैं, देखो कितना रिस्क उठा रही हैं वो हमारे लिए. अगर जर्मन्स को पता लग गया कि वो कि वो जूस की हेल्प कर रही हैं, तो शी इज पुटिंग हर लाइफ एट स्टेक. So she says, think about the risk she is running each time she goes out of her door with a full suitcase or bag. So see children, every time Mrs. Dorling is leaving Mrs. S's house, पूरा suitcase भर के या पूरा bag भर के वो वहां से सामान लेके जा रही हैं. That means the woman is taking so many things with her. और यही वो बिलोंगिंग्स हैं जिनको क्लेम करने के लिए नरेटर आई है मिसेस एस के यहाँ, मिसेस डॉर्लिंग के यहाँ. एट द नंबर 46 शी वॉन्ट्स टू टेक हर मदर्स बिलोंगिंग्स, बट दिस लेडी इज नॉट रेडी टू टॉक. ये तो उससे बात करने के लिए तैयारी नहीं है, विच क्लियरली टेल्स अस दैट हर इंटेंशंस आर नॉट राइट. My mother seemed to notice that I was not entirely convinced. She looked at me reprovingly, which means critically, and after that we spoke no more about it. तो उसकी मदर को दिख गया मिसेस एस को कि द डॉटर इज नॉट कन्विंस्ड, और उन्होंने बड़ी क्रिटिकली अपनी डॉटर की तरफ देखा कि तुम रहने दो, तुम जबरदस्ती उनके ऊपर शक कर रही हो. ओके, सो टिल हियर फ्रॉम एवरी टाइम, no, from as I walked slowly till about it, this was all flashback, this was the past. Now we come to the present when the narrator is traveling. Meanwhile, I had arrived at the station without having paid much attention to the things on the way. Now she has come back to the station. अब उसको वापस शहर जाना है, हॉलैंड में तो नहीं रह सकती वो. I was walking in familiar places again for the first time since the war. Now she is coming to this place for the first time after war, and she knows the place very well. But I did not want to go further than was necessary. But she did not travel, she did not see the places unnecessarily, because those places would bring painful memories. वो सिर्फ काम से आई थी यहाँ पे, और अपना काम करके she wants to go back. I didn't want to upset myself with the sight of streets and houses full of memories from a precious time. So she did not look around. because she did not want to upset herself. उन streets को देख के, उन houses को देख करके, which had memories of a beautiful time, of a precious time. So she just simply boards the train, और ट्रेन में बैठे बैठे अगेन शी हैज थॉट्स ऑफ मिसेस डॉर्लिंग. और अब हमको पता चलता है कि कब नरेटर ने मिसेस डॉर्लिंग को देखा. इन द ट्रेन बैक, मतलब वापस उसने वहां से ट्रेन ले लिया. इन द ट्रेन बैक आई सॉ मिसेस डॉर्लिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी अगेन. इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी अगेन मतलब उसने माइंड में देखा. ऐसा नहीं था कि मिसेस डॉर्लिंग ट्रेन में बैठी थी, उसने सिर्फ उनके बारे में सोचा. As I had the first time I met her. और ये अब हमको पास्ट के बारे में पता लग रहा है कि कैसे मिसेस एस ने मिसेस डॉर्लिंग से अपनी डॉटर को इंट्रोड्यूस कराया था. It was the morning after the day my mother had told me about her. I had got up late and coming downstairs. I saw my mother about to see someone out, a woman with a broad back. तो ये तब की बात है जब ये डॉटर अपने घर आई हुई थी, और उससे एक दिन पहले डॉटर की और मदर की सब बात हुई थी सारे सामान के बारे में. और नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग द डॉटर गेट्स अप, शी गेट्स अप लिटिल लेट, और वो जैसे ही शी इज कमिंग डाउन स्टेयर्स, सीढ़ी से उतर रही है, तो उसने देखा कि उसकी मदर किसी को दरवाजे से बाहर सी ऑफ कर रही हैं. शी इज सीइंग समवन आउट. तो दैट लेडी का बैक उसको नजर आया, एंड द वुमन हैड अ ब्रॉड बैक. प्लीज हाईलाइट इट ओवर हियर. और उसी वक्त मिसेस एस ने अपनी डॉटर से मिसेस डॉर्लिंग को इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया. देयर इज माई डॉटर, सेड माई मदर. शी beckoned टू मी. बेकन मतलब शी सिग्नल्ड मी. अपनी डॉटर की तरफ इशारा करके बताया कि ये मेरी डॉटर है. द वुमन नॉडेड एंड पैक्ड अप द सूटकेस अंडर द कोट रैक. वुमन ने यानी मिसेस डॉर्लिंग ने बस उसको नॉड करा, जल्दी से जो सूटकेस था उसे अपने कोट रैक में पैक करा. शी वोर अ ब्राउन कोट एंड अ शेपलेस हैट. तो अब यहाँ ये डॉटर और मदर का कॉन्वर्सेशन है. सो द डॉटर इज आस्किंग, डज शी लिव फार अवे? आई आस्क्ड. Seeing the difficulty she had going out of the house with the heavy case, again we come to know she is carrying a heavy case. फिर कुछ सामान भर के ले गई है. तो डॉटर ने पूछा कि ये कहीं पास में रहती हैं क्या या दूर रहती हैं? Does she live far away? I'm sorry. Does she live far away? Because it was with lot of difficulty that she was carrying the heavy case. It was then that the mother gave the address to the daughter कि she lives in Marconi Street, said my mother, number 46. तो उसकी मदर ने तब उसको एड्रेस बताया कि इट इज मार्कोनी स्ट्रीट नंबर 46 एंड देयर इज अ फुल स्टॉप ओवर हियर चिल्ड्रन. और उसके बाद द मदर गिव्स हर अ साइन, अ सिग्नल, एंड शी टेल्स हर रिमेंबर दैट कि इस एड्रेस को भूलना मत. इट इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट एड्रेस, मार्कोनी स्ट्रीट नंबर 46. एंड व्हाई इज दिस एड्रेस इम्पॉर्टेंट चिल्ड्रन? Because at this address are all the belongings of Mrs. S. उसकी मदर का सारा सामान इस एड्रेस पे है, सारी वैल्यूबल चीजें इस एड्रेस पे हैं जो मिसेस डॉर्लिंग धोखे से ले जा रही हैं. वो कह के तो यही ले जा रही हैं कि मैं सब कुछ सेफ कीपिंग के लिए ले जा रही हूँ, अगर आपको यहाँ से भागना पड़ेगा तो सारा सामान सब बेकार हो जाएगा. आई विल टेक केयर ऑफ थिंग्स. बट हर इंटेंशंस आर नॉट of that nature. I had remembered it. I had remembered it मतलब the daughter had remembered the address. But I had waited a long time to go there. But war खत्म होने के बाद भी बहुत दिन तक ऑथर ने नहीं सोचा कि मुझे वहां पे मार्कोनी स्ट्रीट पे अपना सामान लेने के लिए जाना है. क्यों? Initially after the liberation मतलब फ्रीडम, जब वॉर खत्म हो गई, I was absolutely not interested in all that stored stuff, and naturally I was also rather afraid of it. तो बोलती है फ्रीडम के बाद काफी टाइम तक मेरा कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं था इन सारी चीजों में जो उसकी मदर थी, और she was not interested and she's saying I was rather afraid. मैं डरी हुई थी. And what was she afraid of, children? I need to highlight it here. She's saying I was rather afraid, and what was she afraid? Afraid of being confronted with the things that had belonged to a connection that no longer existed. उसको लगा कि जैसे ही मैं उन सारी पुरानी चीज़ों को देखूंगी वो मुझे सब पुरानी बातें याद दिलाएंगी, सारा पुराना कनेक्शन याद दिलाएंगी, और वो कनेक्शन तो अब है ही नहीं. कनेक्शन ऑफ द थिंग्स विद द मदर, connection of the things with the home, the memories associated with everything. So that connection does not exist. Which were hidden away. Which were hidden away मतलब things, वो सारी चीजें जो मिसेस डॉर्लिंग ले गई, they were all hidden away in cupboards and boxes. Obviously वो लेके गई हैं तो भाई उन्होंने cupboards और boxes में ही रखा होगा, but आगे देखेंगे कि रखा है या नहीं रखा है. So all those things were hidden away in cupboards and boxes and waiting in vain until they were put back in their place again, which had endured all those years because they were things. So narrator says that I did not rush to Marconi Street immediately after liberation. नहीं, उसने टाइम लगाया अपने आप को मेंटली प्रिपेयर करने में कि मुझे जाना है. और पहले तो उसको लगा था कि मुझे नहीं जाना, मुझे नहीं चाहिए वो सारी चीजें, क्योंकि अब उन सारी चीजों से कनेक्शन ही क्या रह गया है. ना तो वो घर रहा, ना वो सामान रहा, और ना ही वो कंडीशंस रही. बट फिर क्या हुआ? बट ग्रेजुअली एवरीथिंग बिकेम मोर नॉर्मल. जब वर्ल्ड वॉर ओवर हो गया तो धीरे धीरे सब कुछ नॉर्मल होने लगा. ब्रेड वॉज गेटिंग टू बी ऑफ अ लाइटर कलर. दिस फ्रेज मीन्स दैट लाइफ वॉज गेटिंग बैक टू नॉर्मल. जितनी डिफिकल्टीज थी वो कम हो रही थी. वॉर के टाइम पे जो लाइफ हो जाती है उससे अब वापस लाइफ नॉर्मैलिटी की तरफ आ रही थी. और क्या अच्छा था? देयर वॉज अ बेड यू कुड स्लीप अनथ्रेटेंड. आप बेड पे सो सकते थे बिना डरे, बिना घबराए कि आप पे अटैक हो जाएगा, आपको पकड़ के ले जाएंगे. देयर वॉज नो थ्रेट. देयर वॉज अ रूम विद अ व्यू. Now after liberation, there is a room with a view. You were more used to glancing at each day. War के time पे क्या होता है children? You are supposed to remain in dark at night, because if there is going to be light, you will be bombed by the enemy country or the enemy forces. तो कोई भी विंडो खोल के व्यूज नहीं लेता है. आइदर यू पुट डार्क पेपर ओवर योर विंडोज, यू पेंट योर विंडोज, एंड देन देयर इज नो लाइट एट ऑल. सो बेसिकली लाइफ इज गेटिंग बेटर आफ्टर वर्ल्ड वॉर 2. एंड वन डे आई नोटिस्ड, और एक दिन फिर क्या हुआ, आई वॉज क्यूरियस अबाउट ऑल द पोजेशंस. एंड वन फाइन डे, यू नो, शी वॉज क्यूरियस अबाउट ऑल द पोजेशंस, यानी ऑल हर मदर बिलोंगिंग्स. That must still be at that address. वो बोलती है, और one fine day मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मुझे उस एड्रेस पे जाना है to see those things, touch those things and remember them. Which are those things? Which are these possessions? The belongings of her mother. So now what happens? She decides to visit again. So here she visits for the second time. After my first visit in vain to Mrs. Dorling's house, I decided to try a second time. दूसरी बार गई वो. अब किसने दरवाजा खोला? Now a girl of about 15 opened the door to me. I asked her if her mother was at home. No, she said. My mother is doing an errand. No matter, I said, I'll wait for her. तो second time ये गई है Mrs. Dorling के यहाँ, और अब Mrs. Dorling घर पे नहीं है, उनकी daughter है who is 15 years old. So she is going to welcome Mrs. S's daughter. तो उसने पूछा मदर हैं क्या? तो उसने कहा नहीं, she has gone to do some work. Doing an errand मतलब कुछ काम करने गई है, मे बी घर का. तो डॉटर ने बोला, Mrs. S की डॉटर ने बोला कि I will wait for her. So children, today's video I am going to be doing it till here, and I hope that there is a clarity of everything that has been, explained in this video. So basically, please understand that Mrs. Dorling is a very cunning lady. So there is Mrs. S, there is Mrs. Dorling. The setting is post World War II, wherein the Jews were troubled by Hitler, और मिसेस डॉर्लिंग मिसेस एस का सारा सामान जो है वो लेकर के चली गई हैं, वैल्यूएबल थिंग्स. And now when the daughter comes back, she is not ready to welcome her in the house and she feels very bad about it. But maybe in the second attempt we will see that she will be able to make it through. So I hope you have understood, and in case if there's any problem, any query, I'll be more than happy to take it. So take care, children.